Hey guys, back at it once again. Today, I'm going to walk you through the functions startup demonstration and the full-on tutorial on the BR-800 Sthil backpack leaf blower. Let's go ahead and dig right in. So this is the beast we're looking at today. First of all, let's go over the pricing. So this is the most powerful blower on the market today. It's going for $650 to right at $700 depending on where you buy. There actually is a model that's lower. It's called the BR-700. I believe that one is going for $620, but honestly you would be kind of dumb to not just pay the extra $30 to $70 to just buy the biggest one, because it's absolutely incredibly powerful. There's also a BR-600. That one's going for $550. Trust me, just bypass over the BR-600 in the 700. Even pay up to the extra $150 to bypass the 600 and the 700 and go straight to the 800. The power difference is amazing. I've used both the 600 and the 700, and I can absolutely look no further than the 800. The difference in the power from the 600 to 700 is overwhelming, but the difference from the 700 to the 800 is astronomically unheard of. One thing about this thing is that might be a little bit of a con, is it has a really big gas tank. So when you're filling it up with the 2.5 gallon mixed gas can, it takes quite a bit. I would say at least maybe a fifth of the whole can, but it has so much of a bigger engine in it that you need more gas. But trust me, the power makes up for it. So the gas mileage overall is pretty darn good because of the power. Very basic here. You have your choke. You're just going to turn it like this all the way up in order to start it. And then that's your primer, which you don't really need to use the primers to start these things. They're pretty efficient. Then right here, I guess you have your little wand, is what you could call this. And very simple. You just simply have your gas right here. And actually, when you pull the gas, it releases the choke. It resets the choke all the way back to full choke. And I guess there's not really a half choke on this. Let me see if I can show you guys the choke release by pressing the trigger. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna try. It's kind of a goofy angle, but as you guys can see, my hand is clearly on this trigger. Now watch what happens to the choke when I pull the trigger. Click. It resets it. The next thing to take a look at is on the wand. You can actually adjust the length of your barrel. So you just twist this thing, and then there you go. I don't really like the long barrel personally. It kind of gets in the way. I like it to just pretty much be there all the way to short. It's just my preference. And you can also adjust the gas trigger by loosening that. It can slide back. But I usually just like to keep it right where it was at from the manufacturers. So we'll go ahead and keep it there. Next up, on the backpack straps, the features are absolutely outrageous. There's a buckle that goes across your chest right here. And then at the bottom of your waist, there's also more buckles. So you can get that thing nice and snugged up to your body if you want. I personally don't really like to buckle when I'm using these things anymore. I just don't. I don't really know why. Now here's where it gets really interesting. So this is an unusual starter. Most starters that you're looking at are old pull starters, just like this one. The nice thing about this blower is that you can actually start it when it's on your back. And that is a huge upgrade. However, there is a little bit of a downside to this. The way that they manufactured these, I guess you could call it a half crank puller, is that they do wear out. And unfortunately, when that does happen, there's nothing that the manufacturers or the dealers can do to really fix it. It just kind of loses its elasticity. And what basically happens is they have to rebuild the original pull starter, which is exactly what happened to this blower. They just rebuilt the original pull starter onto it. I think it cost like $150 to do that, but trust me, because of all the features that are on this blower, just consider all of the following. And it is well worth the extra $150 that you have to pay just to keep this thing going. Trust me. But this thing, it'll last you about a year, maybe 2 years with the original half crank starter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me go ahead and demonstrate how to start this thing. Obviously, first thing, you're going to want to turn that up to full choke. And then, once you're actually in action to start it, these pullers, the way they work is that you're going to pull it about, well, it's kind of tricky, but you want to pull it about halfway. Okay, about like that, because pulling it halfway, it helps to wind up the tension. So you should be able to pull it once. Nope. Let's try one more time. Halfway. Now, halfway. There it goes. Now let me give you guys just a quick demonstration. There's probably no need, but I'll do it anyways. So yeah, that little half crank starter, it's a big upgrade because you can start the backpack blower when it's on your back. And it's a little bit easier to start because instead of just kind of whacking at it and pulling with all your might to start it, it's hard, it's kind of confusing to get used to at first, but you just got to kind of feel it and kind of pull the half crank about halfway, because pulling it halfway, you're setting the compression up to where once you go for the second pull, it's already pre-compressed and then just boom! So that's pretty much how that works. But trust me, these BR-800 steel backpack leaf blowers are very, very powerful. And they are absolutely worth every single penny of you paying upwards of $700. And if you buy one of these things and you're just doing your normal home, it's going to last you an absolute lifetime. Trust me, it will. I've been doing landscaping for almost 10 years now, very, very close to my 10-year anniversary, and these things are just absolutely freaking awesome. And trust me, if you've used a BR-600 or a BR-700, you will feel an incredibly overwhelming difference on the power on the BR-800. I say look no further than the BR-800. It is very reliable, an amazing tool. That's it, you guys.